At the core of creative arts therapy is a belief that everybody has some inner creativity and that using that can lead to self-expression, connection with other people, emotional processing in a way that maybe verbalizing doesn't offer. Art therapy is and isn't a lot of different things. So for some people, it does look like actually creating art and engaging in the art making process. And it's that process of moving or drawing or sculpting or writing that is therapeutic for them. For other people, they don't feel as comfortable making art and they really prefer to almost receive the art. So whether that be watching some dancing, looking at videos, maybe films, or listening to music and reflecting on what that experience is like for them and what they really connect with, that can also be therapeutic. So you don't need to have creative skills necessarily to come to a creative arts therapist. You just need to have an open mind and we can work out the rest together. Some really common experiences that people I've worked with have had are low self-esteem and low confidence, and we can work together to use different forms of art to build up your skills and your sense of self-worth. I've worked with a lot of people that are maybe experiencing some anxious or depressive symptoms, so trouble sleeping, low mood, feeling lonely and isolated. And I find that being able to connect with ourselves through artistic expression, working out who we are, what we like, what we want to say, can really help us to build healthy relationships with other people, and finding things like mood and sleep kind of improve after that. And I would also say that a lot of people maybe come to me thinking that they're not that creative, but through the creative arts therapy process, they can really get in touch with that inner creativity and discover a new side of themselves that they didn't know was there. So that can also be really exciting. As a creative arts therapist, I provide a few different types of art therapies. My specialty is dance and movement therapy, so that involves using bodies and movement and rhythm to process emotions, build up confidence, and work towards connecting with other people and connecting with yourself in a really healthy way. I also provide some visual art therapy, which might look like using clay or painting or drawing as a sort of reflective tool, and again a way for processing emotions and working out more about who you are. And I've previously also offered some music-based therapy where I've used hand drums to facilitate some emotional regulation and building up confidence and mastery of new skills. So creative arts therapy can be a really good option for people that feel overwhelmed by maybe having to translate their thoughts and their feelings into the right words to say. Particularly if they're maybe more used to traditional talk-based therapies. But on top of that, creative arts therapies can actually be a really accessible form of therapy for people who maybe don't use speech. It can be really, really accessible. After the first session, there might be a slightly different structure to follow-up sessions. So we might find that we have a quick conversation or a catch-up about how you've been going since I last have seen you. We'll recap the first session. So that would look like double checking that I'm on the same page as you with what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve it. And then we'll get straight into the art making. So that could look like choosing the colours that we want to use. That could look like warming up our bodies so that we're ready for some more physical movement. And then we'll start to work on some exercises that are really tailored towards your goals and your preferences. So that could look like creating an artwork together. That could look like creating some kind of dance together. That could look like mirroring each other's movements. And that is a technique that I find really helps with emotional expression, but also building up that interpersonal connection. And then we would work towards reflecting on the session. And I find that a lot of people like to do this through drawing rather than words. And then we would create a ritual together for how we're going to close each session so that you can safely transition out of the therapeutic space into the rest of your day.